Hey guys, driving in the South with Katie and Corie, part 5. This is going to be an edition of specific things that we see on this road, which is the same way we drive to work every day. It's also the same road that we took driving to college every day when we commuted and went to Young Harris College over here in Georgia. So this one's kind of impromptu because of what we just saw. So I will let Katie explain that and start this video out.
Okay, so we are just driving along, and we're kind of headed toward this road that we drive, and I call it the river road because we do follow a river. It's really a creek. We're really following a creek here, but anyway, so we're driving along, and I see up ahead in the distance what I thought might be a camper, and it's a camper pulling a little trailer, like a little covered trailer, small one, and he's just stopped in the middle of the road, like actually in the middle of the road in my lane, and I'm like, well, what do I do now? Is he hurt? Does he need help? Is it he? Is it she? You know, who's in this vehicle and what's going on? So I didn't want to drive past them because I couldn't see. It was kind of a blind curve, so I sat there and I waited, and a car come on the other side, and I waited. And then a big Dodge Ram got behind me and blew the horn. And they wanted me to move, and I thought, well, I'm just going to have to move. So I looked, and I floored it. So I could, catch some speed going past this guy, and I wouldn't be staying in the wrong lane for too long. I'd hurry up and get back in my lane. When we went by, Corie said, man, it really looked like that guy was slumped. Is he okay? He's not had a heart attack, has he? And I said, I don't know. So we turned around and we come back to look, just to be sure. We thought we're going to be late to work, but this is the good Samaritan thing to do, to make sure this man or woman or whoever is okay and not passed out behind the wheel. So we drive back by, and this man looks up, and he's got a beard about down to his belly and a bandana wrapped around his head. He looked like he might be Willie Nelson's first cousin, and he got this look on his face. I said, bye, and we went down the other way and turned around and sped back by him. And you say, wow, what bad decision making. You had to drive around a blind curve twice, not just once. But I was really thinking, what if this person's dead?
Because when we first drove by, and I'm not driving, of course, we were looking. Whoever it was really did look slumped, and he was. I don't know if he was looking at a map in his lap or what was going on. But he looked like Phil Robertson from Duck Commanders.
Oh gosh, he did.
That's
he
who he
just
kind of
like
looked
him.
like.
That's who he looked like. Yeah.
But I didn't hang around to talk because you just never know. And being young girls and etc., you have to be careful. But anyways, there's definitely always crazy stuff on this road. Let's think of another one.
Sick and tired of it, honestly. The very first day that we went to college, we were driving this car, and mind you, I'm barely older than this car. This is a '99 4Runner, and I went outside, and my mom and daddy were going to work, and I was getting in the car for my first day of college because I commuted, because I live close to the university, and the car wouldn't start. Battery died. So we called my dad from work, and he come home, and he fixes the battery. And then we get going, and we're late. We're already, late. And I don't want to go into my class and tell my professor, hey, my battery died, because that really doesn't sound like, kind of sounds like an excuse. So we get going on the road that day, and we have to pass a really gnarly looking piece of farm equipment, that I had, never even seen before. It was pretty wicked, and I was like, it was in a no passing zone, but I was like, we're about to miss our first class. I gotta pass this vehicle. It was crazy. And we actually did end up 30 minutes late for that class, and that class was called Aural skills. I think I probably said that wrong. Not like oral, but like aural, like AURAL, like hearing or whatever. That was the first semester when we were going to be music majors. Needless to say, that did not pan out. I would have failed that class anyway.
Well, we actually ended up having to drop that class.
Yeah, wait, I did fail.
Well, we didn't fail. We kind of dropped out. If you drop out, within a certain time period, they won't mark it as
It's not a withdrawal fail.
Yeah. That makes us sound like we're not super smart, but we do have bachelor's degrees, so that does count for something. But, okay, another thing about this road specifically. Oh man, okay, I have one. One time we were coming the other way, back home, and this was when we were in college and I was driving, because usually Katie would drive to college, I would drive back, because that was before I had my car, and we actually just passed the part of the road where this happened, but we they were working on the road, and this road is 2-lane, like from kind of, at least from the time we get on it, really from start to finish, it's 2-lane, and it's very curvy. The curves are banked, it's narrow, it's actually a pretty dangerous road, and so you definitely can't be passing. There's nowhere to pass. It's double yellow.
What are we doing? Sapball, get back in your car.
Speaking of odd things, there's someone on the side of the road.
I'm sorry,
there.
but I'm not dealing with it.
So anyways, they were working on the road, and I thought, oh man, and I think it was like a Friday. I was like, oh man, just got out of class, I want to go home. But I didn't want to pass them, and I thought, well, I'll just have to be patient and wait. I'm not a fan of passing ever unless it's a must-have, especially not on a road like this. So I thought, we'll just wait, right? And there was like a state truck in front of me, and they didn't get out. They were just like waving their hand like, go on. But we were, and we were like in a legit blind curve though. So I was like, no, I'm not doing that. And this person got out of their state vehicle, like once they realized I wasn't going to pass, and they were very angry. And they started jumping up and down and waving their hands and pitching a fit and going crazy. And I thought they were going to come up to my vehicle. And so I didn't know what to do, but I didn't feel comfortable passing because it was a blind curve. And so actually what ended up happening was we had a friend that went to school with us, and she came the way we came because she didn't live in Georgia either. And she actually passed, so I kind of went out and let her, I guess, go first. But crazy, there's always dogs, there's always people, there's always some kind of like equipment, like farm equipment, four-wheelers, even lawnmowers, people who are not supposed to be on the road. I don't know what it is about this road, but definitely have learned to always watch out and drive slow because it is so curvy. You may pop out behind a curve and be totally surprised by something in the road. So that is driving in the South.
Wear your seatbelt. Be safe.
Yeah, wear your seatbelt.
Drive safe.
Be careful.
Keep your eyes peeled. No distractions. Focus.
We're going to have to do another video about this specific car because when we were talking about it, I had lots of other thoughts. So be safe, y'all. Peace out.